everybody. Today we're going to talk about something that I've seen a lot of talk about. It's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, I won't lie. I wasn't going to talk about it. I honestly really didn't think much of it when this came out, because I don't immediately think stuff like this, always. I think it just depends on the track record. And for a film like this, it doesn't really seem like it would be likely. But I guess you never know nowadays. But there's been a lot of controversy lately with the Eiza interview that happened recently that went more in depth with the reshoots. I did a video on that. Check it out if you want more information on the reshoots and why we got this covered is full of it. But there was a little bit more to the interview. And it's been, while the reshoots and stuff some people talked about, this part of the interview has caused most controversy. I've seen multiple things of controversy about this, and I don't know, personally it's kind of getting on my nerves, but I'm going to just do my cup of tea about it today. And while we're not going to read the whole interview, we're mostly going to talk about the main parts that stand out that people or who knows, if I can just read through it real quick. So, this was the interview she had, I believe, while she was getting interviewed for Bloodshot. So Eiza said, yeah, everything's been done. These movies take a long time because there's a lot of CGI in them. But yeah, we've done everything. And they're just going through and creating these incredible characters. I'm just really excited to see it because it's these two worlds colliding. The fan base for Godzilla vs. Kong is incredible. When I say I'm in the movie, people are like, oh my god. Seeing that phantom scenes, oh my god, I still can't pronounce that word. And seeing how excited they are to see this movie makes me really excited. I think they're going to be really happy. It's a large cast as well. It was really fun to be a part of. There's so much going on, but the heart of it is two young girls as well, which is such a positive message for society nowadays. It's just incredible. So, right there. Honestly, the thing that stood out now that I reread it, it says there's so much going on, with the large cast. That's not good. That's the thing that I'm shocked no one's talked about, how it's like this film's supposed to be under 2 hours and apparently there's a ton going on. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Movies like Infinity War had a lot going on, yet that movie's great. But there's been some controversy from this interview. One of the big things being that people think this automatically means, hey, we're getting a feminist movie or we're getting an SJW movie. No, I really don't interpret that at all from this, to be honest. It doesn't mean that can't be the case, but I just don't see it. So, she just simply says the heart of the movie is two young girls, and she says how it's a positive message. It's just the heart. I mean, there's definitely going to be more cast members, and I'm sure they're not necessarily going to be the main ones. We can assume it's Eiza, because she was talking about how she was the main character, and Millie Bobby Brown playing Madison Russell. They'll probably be the heart of the movie. There's nothing wrong with that. If they're well-written characters, it doesn't mean that they're pushing some woke agenda that's boys rule, or, wow, I wish that's what it, girls rule, boys drool. It's like that kind of agenda. That's not, I don't see that being the agenda here that they're trying to push. I really don't. Nowadays, that's a lot of movies doing that. Bond kind of doing that, which what might hurt Bond. And although some movies are getting hurt by it, not all. Some films have suffered from it, but people automatically just take that as, oh, it's SJW. Well, does everyone just forget back when King of the Monsters coming out, and they interviewed Vera Farmiga or Emma Russell. When they interviewed her, that she said that she believes this film passed the Bechdel test. In case you don't know what the Bechdel test is, it's a type of test where basically they believe that women did get represented good. It's basically kind of more of an SJW term, not necessarily. It's kind of with feminism. It's basically just it's it's weird to explain. I don't have the wiki thing, but some films that do it good are Wonder Woman and stuff, and then there's films like Birds of Prey and stuff. I'm just saying, They said that King of the Monsters passed that test. They said that. The actress said that. And, I mean, when you watch, King of the Monsters, I mean, did it really, focus anything on, SJW stuff or anything? I mean, I didn't see any of those themes at all in the movie, personally. Other than that, that's just kind of they did that stuff for King of the Monsters too. But now that King of the Monsters, or GvK kind of says stuff like that too, it's also people freak out. It doesn't mean anything, It could just mean that there's two girls who, they lead the heart of the human cast, like she said. They're going to be the ones that really drive in the emotion, and they're the ones that are really going to, hold the movie together. One way I've seen this, actually, is that, I believe Eiza, for example, is going to be on Kong's side, sort of like the brand new Anne, sort of. Possibly she'll be the one that has, a relationship with Kong. And, that would be very interesting to say. It would definitely bring, if Kong had to save her or something, maybe she'll be the heart with Kong or something, since we did see Kong kind of a bit of connection with Brie Larson's character in Skull Island. So that's something right there. So, on top, and then Millie Bobby Brown could be more on Godzilla's end. She could be kind of like the heart of the Godzilla side of the story. Basically, kind of had a connection to Godzilla. She probably will have PTSD from Ghidorah's attacks and her mom dying. That's a lot to stress to put on a child. So, since that's what we assume, I assume that, yeah, they'll probably be possibly the two core characters. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't see the issue of them just being core characters. If they're well written, nothing's crammed down our throats that is unnecessary. If it's good, if they do it right, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I really don't see why people are freaking out and kind of turn this into something that you don't really know if it's what it is. You could just kind of guess that's kind of what it is, but there's nothing to necessarily prove that. All I can just say now, I guess at this point, with this part of it is, because she says stuff like it's good for society and stuff, I think it's being overthought just a little bit. Like I said, King of the Monsters kind of had similar hype. It doesn't mean anything. I don't think any of this means that we're going into, feminist territories with Godzilla. Even if we do, if they do it right, it's fine. If it's not if it's more like Wonder Woman, kind of not crammed or forced, but that's just my opinion on that. I don't believe that's what she means at all, though. And I think people just kind of overthink it, or kind of just get scared just to be scared. They want something to fear. So there's that. I mean, with lack of news, it can definitely cause stuff like that. People will probably end up forgetting about it anyways. So the next bit I've heard a few people complaining about. People are legit getting mad because the actress said the heart of the movie is two young girls. People are getting mad because she didn't say the heart of the movie is Godzilla and Kong. I don't see why that's such a big deal. It could very easily just be her referring to the human side of the cast. Just because she says, the heart of the movie is two young girls, probably just on the human end. There has to be a human story. They can't just have the movie be all monsters. You know how boring that would be? I mean, I know some people probably think they'd find entertainment in that, but, I wouldn't. There has to be a break in between. Something to build up to the final fight or something. There's going to be human characters. Gotta get over it. I'm sorry, but that's just how it's going to be. So I really don't see why people would make such a big deal out of that. I don't see a problem with that at all. I think people are overthinking it. On the human side of the story, the two young girls will be the heart of the movie, and it's very likely Godzilla and Kong will also be the heart of the movie. Now, I don't think, since here's the difference too with this film versus the 62 version of Godzilla vs. Kong. I feel like the humans are going to have to be way more required in this one. Obviously, the humans brought Godzilla and Kong together each time in the film. kind of, like they brought him to mainland. Kong ran Godzilla himself, and then the second time they forced Kong to fight Godzilla. Also, they kind of helped charge Kong in that one too, but this one, you have two friendly titans. There's something that's going to have to cause it. And there's something that's going to have to cause them to fight two good titans. I would, I have things I'm not going to talk about because possible spoilers. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But, there's things I got to give. And it's very likely that humans are going to be a big part of this movie. They kind of have to be. And that's okay. If the humans are well written, and they're enjoyable, if it's like I'm watching Kong Skull Island, no problem with watching the human stuff. The human stuff in that movie was fun. The acting was, really fun to watch. There were some great moments with the humans. There were some very memorable moments in the movie with the humans, like Hank and them, Samuel Jackson. They had some of the highlights of the movie. Humans are needed. It's just simple. Like I said, I just think people are kind of freaking out just to freak out. I don't see why it's that big of a deal. I think we kind of need to just take a minute, sit down, relax. King of the Monsters had the same kind of hype with it, where with the interviews, making it kind of seem like it's feminist. I remember some people back then were freaking out about that. We saw the movie, none of that really happened. I wouldn't say any of that happened pretty much at all. The film didn't really seem like female empowerment when, like, it was about a woman who was evil, and she, like, basically almost killed the entire human race. I don't see how that, like, was a good thing, if that's really what she's talking about. This movie, like I said, it's probably just something to do with Kong, and just because she said, I think it's taken out of context, and just like I said, just because she said that the heart of the movie is two young girls, does not mean that Godzilla and Kong won't be the heart of the movie as well. It just means on the human end. Again, I just think it's taken out of context. We all need to chill for a minute. It's been a big deal. I've seen it. You can't really get away from it right now since it just came out. People are kind of frustrated with lack of news. It's okay, though. Okay? We're okay. Just don't overthink it. Alright? Just don't. There's no reason to. It'll all be alright. So, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys think I'm the one overthinking this right now? I just know from King of the Monsters, there's nothing to really freak out about. You guys shouldn't freak out. I think most of you guys would agree with me that some of it's a little bit absurd. There's no reason to freak out. Just give it a minute. The film has a while left to go. There's a lot of editing still left to be done. And the movie so far has had extremely positive feedback. So did King of the Monsters, but this is a different film with a different cast for the most part, a different director. A lot of stuff's different. The cinematographer in this film is amazing. A lot of stuff's gonna be different this time. So just chill, okay? So I hope you all have a good day. If you did, please, as always, please share, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Hit that bell notification as always to get all future uploads, notifications, and such. I hope you all have a good day. And as always, peace.